Okay, hello everybody and welcome. We have a Super Mario Kart 150cc tournament matchup in Division 1, and it's between the number 3 seed for this tournament, Eric, and the number 7 seed, Aron Langerak. This is the second round of a 7-round group stage round robin. Eric won his first match 3 cups to 1 against Onwa Games, and Aron lost his first match 3 cups to 0 against the number 2 seed Neo. So this is a best of 5 cups format. They'll be racing each other basically in a one-player speedrun on a single cup. Whoever gets the fastest time across that cup, done in real-time timing, wins the point, and first to 3 points wins. Aron, as the lower of the 2 seeds, gets to choose one of the cups to push back to be played 4th if necessary, and Eric will have the first choice of the remaining 3 cups for which to play first. After that, the loser of the cup will pick the next cup. There's been a bit of audio problems. I know Aron doesn't have any game audio and Eric didn't have any game audio while this was being set up, so we may have to go without game audio, I'm afraid. So you'll just have to listen to my voice instead. Hope everyone's having a great Friday and settling in for somewhere between 3 and 5 cups of Super Mario Kart action. So for people who maybe missed some of the earlier matches in the tournament, we've got a round robin, 7-stage round robin, where all 8 players will play against each other. The top 4 from that group stage will then go on to play semi-finals and finals. Everyone's playing 1 match per week, so the group stages are going to take place over 7 weeks, and this is week number 2. Eric comes in with a 1 win, 0 loss record, Aron with a 0 win, 1 loss record. So hopefully they'll get going shortly. I'm just going to... So Aron, as the lower of the 2 seeds, has pushed Flower Cup back, so Flower Cup will only be played if we go to the 4th cup. And Eric, with choice of the remaining 3 cups, has decided to start us off on Star Cup. They're both off. On Star Cup, on Star Cup, we got the first track, Cooper Beach 1, where the main thing is just to try and maintain full speed. They do that through a series of slides and boosting, and at the last corner there's a slightly risky jump over some deep water. Players will basically want to be not drowning in that deep water. That's the biggest time loss. Aron took a very small drown right on the edge. Luckily he was about a pixel away from land, so he was underwater for a very short period of time. Neither player having a particularly good Cooper Beach here. It looks like Eric's going to get a 50, and Aron is, despite actually a 47 from Aron, is a really good time given the number of weird errors that he was making along the way there. I think he was bailed out at one point by a mushroom. So Aron should have about a 3-second lead. Going through the first track, the times aren't quite synced up. I think there's about a 6-second difference on the timers at the moment. Right, so Choco on 2 again. Pretty much like every car in every track in this game, try and maintain full speed. If you can maintain full speed, you'll get around in under a minute. You want to pick up a feather, so Eric on the left side's got a feather. Looks like he's going to save it for another lap. So let's switch over to Aron's side, who's got a mushroom, see if he's going to try a long boost. Aron long boosting and bouncing off of all the bumpers really high. Probably held onto that long boost a little too long. And Eric is now going to turn on the finish line, feather over the wall, turn back round, and there's a 4-second lap. And a 47-second Choco Island 2. Wowzers. That is really good. In fact, I think that's a PR for Eric. Aron with a 53, not so shabby at all either. Anything sub-minute really is good here, but going sub-50, fantastic from Eric. He's going to push his lead out a little bit more, going into Vanilla Lake 1. So lap 1, Vanilla Lake 1, you probably want to take out a few of these ice blocks, leave yourself a nice clean route for the other laps. It's really difficult to do this without clearing a path first. It is possible. You might see players like Neo doing it in the match on Monday against KVD. But for pretty much everybody else, you're going to be using lap 1 to take out 1 or 2 of the ice blocks, leave yourself a path through, and then just try and drive the rest at full speed. If you do, you should end up finishing it in under 50 seconds, maybe pretty much dead on 50. Looks like Eric's on course for something in the region of 50 seconds. So 51 for Eric. Aron looking like he's having a slightly faster VO1 here. He's going to catch up a little bit of time with a high 47. But both players playing exceptionally well in this Star Cup. It's a difficult cup. It's probably the second most difficult behind Special, which kind of makes sense given it's the third of 4 cups in the sequence. Baz Castle 3, probably the hardest track in Special Cup. It's the kind of track where if one thing goes wrong, 10 things go wrong. But so far Eric had a nice lap 1. On this track, players will be looking to pick up a feather. So far, fairly clean from Eric, no feather. Aron having a really nice first 2 laps, but no feather. Looks like we're just getting a quick sync up on the streams. Oh, Aron, very lucky not to end up in the lava there. You make any mistake in the section where you're doing the lava jumps and you can very easily, the bumper will just put you into a lava. Eric having some difficulties. But so far both of them are getting treated quite kindly by the thwomps. You can approach that narrow section and have all 4 thwomps down on you, making it almost impossible to pass. But after both of them having a nice first 2 laps, they've gone pretty scruffy for the rest of the race. But looks like Eric's going to come home clean in the 125, and Aron just behind with the 127. So both players moving into MC4. Looks like they're separated by about 4 or 5 seconds. Basically, one mistake in it if you get caught up on one of the hairpins. Both players on for really good times for Star Cup here. If Eric can keep this clean, he'll be on for what, a high 644x, like a 647, 648. Aron for like a 650-ish. Sorry, 748 and 750-ish, which could well be PRs for both of them. So the most difficult parts of this track are basically getting around the hairpins, maintaining kind of high speed around the hairpins. It's easy to get around them if you start braking, but the more you brake, the more you lose speed and the slower the time you'll get. and just avoiding the pipes. You can get caught up on a pipe and come to a pretty much dead stop. But so far so good for Eric. You can see him boosting through the sand. Not using the wall hop technique though. Let's have a look at Aron, boost through the sand, and he also avoids using the wall. You can jump into the wall, which makes it kind of a tighter turn, makes it easier to get around the next corner. Eric onto his last lap, sitting onto a mushroom. He's holding that for safety. He uses it to get back up to full speed. Aron only a few seconds behind. Looks like Eric's going to get it in a 750. Sorry, Eric with a 750, Aron with a 752. Wow. 2 seconds in it. So Eric takes the first cup, moves to a 1 cup to nil lead in a first to 3, best of 5 format. So Aron, as the loser of that cup, will get to pick the next cup. Think it's going to be Mushroom or Special Cup. If I was Aron and I was looking to get a win on the board, I would go for Special Cup. He's very good at some of the Special Cup tracks. Yeah, Feather on Choco Island 1, it was the difference really between a feather and a mushroom. But so while they're sorting out what cup they're going to play next, what we'll see from both runners is they'll do what's known as setting the menu. So they'll go through all their menus, choose which character and which cup to play. Then they'll quit out of the first race and go back to the menu screen. And what that'll do is it will remember all their selections so that when they do go, they can just mash the B button without worrying about what to choose. Question in chat, why not to use in-game time? Menuing is part of the game, lag management, and also we don't really want to have to do maths. If we're having to keep record of every track time they get and then add them all up. It's a lot easier just to start a timer and go. Hopefully Aron remembers to reset his timer. So it looks like we're going to be on to Mushroom Cup next. So Mushroom Cup, the first cup of the game, which is basically the easiest cup. You quite often hear people saying that it's the cup which gives lower ranked players the best chance of a win against higher ranked players. I personally disagree with that in a one-player speedrun. In a two-player game where you're playing against somebody, yes, you can generally stay within striking distance of your opponent and a red shell might win it for you. But in one-player speedruns, basically the tracks are so simple that the better players just don't make mistakes and win each track by 3 or 4 seconds. So I think for lower ranked players, the non-Mushroom Cup tracks are probably the best opportunities for wins. See both players using Donkey Kong Jr. So there's 4 tiers of character in this game. Essentially pairs of sprite swaps. So you've got the heavyweights, which are DK and Bowser. They are the characters with the highest top speed but lowest acceleration. So if you're capable of maintaining full speed the entire race, they are, air quotes, the best characters to use. But even the slower characters aren't particularly that much slower. So if you're going to make like a couple of seconds worth of mistakes in a race, you're probably best off just picking Mario or Luigi as the next higher tier of character, but easier to play with. But even using the slowest characters, Koopa and Toad, you can still be very competitive in terms of times on this. Eric with a 50, Aron with a 52. Neither will be particularly happy with that. Players of these skill levels would probably be expecting to get a 48, 49 seconds. But it's easy to miss a single boost or clip a CPU character, lose a couple of seconds. I see Jarmu in chat. Hopefully she's preparing well for our match tomorrow. So there's still two matches left in week 2. Myself and Jarmu will be playing tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time, and then on Monday we have a clash between the number 1 and number 2 seeds of the tournament, KVD and Neo. Not entirely sure exactly what time that one is, but if we exclamation SMK in chat, you can see links to the schedule to the SMK Discord if you want to get involved in playing Super Mario Kart, and also the challenge bracket to see how results have gone so far. So Donut Plains 1, it's one of the nicer tracks I think to play in GP. Players possibly looking for a mushroom, although the mushroom skip on this track does come with a fair bit of risk, but neither player having to worry about that. And similar to MC1, I don't think either player will be too happy with a 104. On a clean race, you're probably talking 3 or 4 seconds faster than that. You see Eric had a bit of a ropey lap 3, Aron a bit of a ropey lap 4. But yeah, probably the hardest thing to do in Super Mario Kart at 150cc GP speed is to cleanly drive through all the CPU players as you lap them. If there were no CPUs in the way, this game would be 10 times easier. But the problem is the CPUs drive so slowly that usually by lap 3 you're lapping them all. And during the course of the race, depending on the track, you might have to go past like some of the CPU characters multiple times. And they have a habit of slowing down in corners, and then when you're on a straight next to them, they'll suddenly go at your speed, even though they've been going half that speed the entire race. And any touch on them, you run the risk of getting completely dead stopped. So on Ghost Valley 1, one of the most important things is to make the platform jump and not fall off. By doing that platform jump and not driving around, you save about a second each lap. But if you fall down a hole, you'll be losing about 7 seconds. So to save time, you have to make it every single lap. Aron had a little trip to the void there. So he was having the better race overall until lap 5, when it kind of went... He found a new place to fall off the track. There really is no excuse for what Aron just did then. I don't know. So Bowser Castle 1. Hopefully we'll see some feathers. So on all the Bowser Castle tracks, the most powerful item is the feather. And on most tracks you can get a feather. It is the most powerful item because the big jump you can do it enables all sorts of crazy skips. So just keep a little bit of an eye, see if either of them pick up a feather. Eric getting dead stopped on the last turn there, giving Aron a little chance to catch up, and Aron does pretty much exactly the same thing. This has been a not good mushroom cut from both players. They've been just losing a few seconds here or a few seconds there on every track. Eric with a feather. So let's see if he's going to go for the big feather on the first corner of this last lap coming up. CPU traffic doesn't look too kind for him. He's not even going to try it. So I have a feeling, yep, he's going to try and do this one over to the finish line. Yep, 112. So Eric's now pretty much an entire lap ahead of Aron, so about 14 seconds. A 14-second lead going into MC2 is going to be very, very difficult for Aron to do anything about. He's essentially he needs Eric to make some major mistakes, or for the CPUs to mini shroom Eric like twice. So we've got Eric missing the zoom start and then not getting pushed by the CPUs, so that's 3 seconds given back. Let's just have a look at when Aron starts his race. Okay, so it's still a 16 seconds difference between the two of them. Yeah, I mean, Eric's more than a lap ahead. Although Aron's doing some funky long boosts. So if you watch Aron's screen, he's going for some swag long boost styles, where rather than just hitting the zippers, hitting the bumper and going over the gap, he's pressing hop while he's on the zippers, and that causes him to hop over the bumper into the wall. It then ricochets him back onto the zippers and he gets launched forward at an even higher speed. It's hard to do. It comes with a lot of risk, because if you mistime it, you can basically be pushed backwards rather than forwards. And this has been a really good effort from Aron to catch up. Eric's had a bit of a dodgy race, but got a 7:38 there. Aron catching up, best part of 10 seconds on the last track, but not quite enough, finishing about 6 points behind. But some lovely swag long boost execution. And with that, Eric has now taken a 2 cups to 0 lead, so Aron has to win the next cup to keep the match going. And I believe we're going to be heading over to Special Cup. Let me just check what the bands were. Yep, it's going to be Special Cup next. The question, what did Aron do on GV1? He fell off. It looked to me like on the outside of the first turn. It looked like he fell off in a place where you shouldn't be falling off. It wasn't at the platform jump, we'll put it that way. I didn't see if anything caused him though, whether he kind of like got knocked into it or something. I just saw him falling off the track at a place you shouldn't be falling off the track. Aron showing us the victory celebration screen. Unfortunately, neither of these players choosing to play with Bowser on the Japanese version, so we won't see any drunken Bowser on the victory celebration screen tonight. But what we will see is 2 very skillful players playing Special Cup. This is a cup which probably gave most people nightmares playing this game as a cup. It's a cup as a kid. It's an incredibly difficult cup, and the CPUs just constantly cheat. So off-road sections don't slow them down. They spam their items. You try and shoot a shell at them and they'll feather over it. Oh, perfect sync on the start. And Special Cup starts with Donut Plains 3. So the most powerful item possible for this track is a mushroom. If either player gets a mushroom, they'll hopefully be doing what we call a Jesus shroom, which involves firing a mushroom. Oh, let's watch Eric's side. And he's not going for it on lap 1. But with the mushroom, you can fire a mushroom into a deep patch of water, essentially start walking on the water, and then jump over a wall. It cuts down what is a 13-14 second lap to like a 6-7 second lap by basically skipping over half the track. I think what Eric's probably going to do is save it for the last lap, because if you drown on the other side, you do lose a lot of speed and it would mess up the subsequent laps, but we'll see. The risk of holding it to the last lap is that you'll meet a lot of CPU traffic in the build up to it, which can complicate it. As you see, Eric's now starting to move through the CPUs. Let's see, after the second bridge, will he use the shroom over the wall? And he doesn't even try it. And Aron didn't get a mushroom. Aron's just going to drive around. So Eric just clean driving 111. Very nice. Aron with a 115. Again, very nice time by Aron. Right, so about 4 seconds in it, going into Cooper Beach 2. Yeah, that's why I thought it was... you don't want to be doing that on lap 5 with the CPUs there. You want to do it earlier. But I can understand Eric not wanting to take the risk, because whereas you can save 6 seconds if you make it, you can also lose that much if you don't. So if you think you can just beat Aron through straight out driving, then no point taking the risk and losing 6 seconds. So Cooper Beach 2 is one of those tracks where you're just trying desperately to maintain full speed. Once you lose some speed, it's very difficult to get back up to full speed here. Oh, Eric hits the fish, gets knocked out into the deep water, and now he's behind a bunch of CPUs. CPUs there are just driving through the water without any slowdown because they cheat. Whereas Aron is just ploughing his way around using a series of water slides and MBT boosting. See if long boost from Eric. Hopefully he doesn't drown and avoids the fish as well. But now it's Aron who's taken the lead with a 51.47. Very nice Cooper Beach 2. Eric coming in about 9 seconds behind, so that should give Aron something like a 4 to 5 second lead. Yep, so people talking about characters in chat. There's 4 tiers of characters. You've got the heavyweights, Bowser and DK, who have highest top speed, lowest acceleration. Next tier down is Mario Luigi, who have second highest top speed and second worst acceleration. Then you have Princess Yoshi, who are the third highest top speed, have the highest acceleration but some weirdly skittish handling. And then we have the Koopa Toad, who are the lowest top speed, second best acceleration, and the tightest turning. Though the real difference between top speeds isn't as big as a lot of people make out. You'll maybe lose 2 seconds over the course of an entire race driving completely clean Mario versus completely clean Bowser. So any mistake which requires you to have to accelerate, and the character choice really becomes mute. But, Coast Valley 3, we see Eric has a feather. So there's a few different feather tricks you can do on this track. There's a simple one, or there's a finish line one. Let's see what he's going to go for. He's going for the simple one, and he didn't press the button. So you have to wait as late as possible, really, before using that feather to make it across to the other side. And Eric waited a little too long to try and press it, and just fell straight off into the void. So Aron has now extended his lead a little bit more there, by another 3 seconds. So, barring some bad menuing, he should have something like a 7-second lead now. Vanilla Lake 2, just drive left, try not to fall in the water. Sounds so simple. It's not. Aron hitting an ice cube, Eric hitting a few ice cubes. And, yep, so just keep turning left. Aron, oh okay, Aron's going around the outside route. It's a little bit slower, but a little bit safer. Basically, every bit of water you're not jumping over is a little bit safer. So there's about a lap difference between the two of them, so something like 8 or 9 seconds. And Eric demonstrating the risk of taking the inside route over the water. Oh, Bowser with the direct snipe. That's kind of ruined Aron's race a bit there. Gets a 54. Looks like he's still going to extend his lead by another couple of seconds though. By even more. And this is probably the worst VO2 I've ever seen Eric driving. Yeah, the problem with picking Bowser and not DK is that DK is still on the track. And as bad as Bowser's fireballs are, DK just seems to be possessed by the devil. He's a perfect banana sniper. He's shoulder barges you anytime you're near him. Aron, lap 1, picks up a feather. So feather on this track is used to a finish line glitch on lap 5, where you can kind of halfway around the track you can just jump across the void and trigger the finish line. It is possible to do it on other laps as well, but the community only allows it for a lap 5 finish. The reason is, on other laps what would happen is you wouldn't just trigger the finish line, you'd also warp an extra half lap as well, so it becomes stupidly powerful. So all our finish line glitches are only allowed on lap 5. Yeah, so Fire Waster in chat saying this Aron guy is quite good on Rainbow Road. He recently took the NTSC 5-lap time trial world record here. Time trials are run on 100cc, so it's a bit of a slower speed, but it's by far the more fought over category. Let's watch Aron go to the finish line here. Feather, cross. Ooh! His own... Oh, he missed the finish line. It shouldn't be an issue unless Eric picks up a feather on this lap here, and he doesn't. So that could have been really bad for Aron. But a sub 8 minute special cup, very good performance. Aron is now on the board. Eric leads 2 cups to 1. This is a best of 5. So the next cup is going to be Flower Cup, and this is the cup which Aron pushed back to be played 4th. So I don't know if Aron just doesn't like Flower Cup, or if he really likes it and wanted to hold it in reserve. So I was saying Aron, he's currently the world number 2 in NTSC time trials, and he recently got the Rainbow Road 5-lap world record here. So he's a very accomplished Mario Kart player. Maybe not as skillful in 150cc GP as he is in time trials, but he can still give the best a run for their money when he's on his form. And I'm glad we don't have another 3-0. As much as I like Eric, I do like to see a good match of things. Eric, one of the famous members of the Cartel, a group of American karters. Other members being Matt Ballard, the recently inducted Nicholas Harvey, and Eric, obviously, and possibly a future president of the USA as well in there. Aron is currently the time trial number 2 and also the Dutch number 2 behind SMK_machine, aka KVD in chat there, who's the current time trial world champion and Dutch number 1. So, Flower Cup next. Hopefully they remember it's Flower Cup. Menus to be set. Backing out, and they're off. So Flower Cup's going to open with Choco Island 1. And like many of these tracks, we're looking to see mushrooms or feathers. This is the feather lets you do a nice trick around the first corner to jump to the finish line. Mushroom players will be using long boosts. So Eric's picked up a feather. I expect he'll probably just keep that for the last lap, while Aron's going to go looking, hoping to find some mushrooms. So players are using some boosting techniques where you power slide for about a second, and you can quickly wobble the D-pad back left and right to kind of power slide in a straight line. Once you've done that for about a second, you've got a boost charged, which is how you're seeing them driving off-road without speed loss. And Eric's going to just turn to the left here, do a boost through here and then hop over the wall. Using his feather, gets a 45. Aron with a 46. So only about a second between the two. Aron doing his with some very clean driving there. Eric not quite so clean on the driving, but had a feather for the last lap. Saves you a good few seconds. On to GV2. In my opinion, the hardest zoom start in the game to get. I miss this one far more than I should. And Aron's going for platform jumps. Eric wasn't on lap 1. We'll see what he does on lap 2. So Eric's taking it safe. Aron's going for platform jumps. That will save Aron a little bit of time, as long as he successfully lands all 5 of them. If any of them fail and he ends in the void, he will lose a bunch of time. It's a moderate risk for a small reward, but if it does go wrong, like you saw, he just got tapped by Bowser, and that just dropped his speed a little, and if you're not at full speed, you don't want to even try that platform jump, because you just won't make it. It's very hard to bail out of a line once you've gone for it. Eric with a clean 50. Aron coming through with a 53. So Aron's going to be about 4 seconds behind now. Four seconds can be won and lost in an instant, though. Far from decided. So we move on to Donut Plains 2. There is a mushroom trick on this track, same with all the Donut Plains, where you can zoom into some deep water and bounce off of it and over a wall. It's quite risky to do, but it does save a good few seconds if you can do it. Given Eric didn't try the easier mushroom cut on DP3, I doubt if he gets a mushroom he'd try it here. Aron has a mushroom though. Not trying anything this lap. I do like the idea of holding onto the mushroom, just using it as get back to full speed if you make a mistake, and then if you've still got it on lap 5, you can decide whether you want to go for the shortcut or not. But Eric's just maintaining his lead here going into lap 4. Aron a few seconds behind, both of them having a good Donut Plains 2 so far. I mean, Eric's having a really good one. He's looking like he's on about 117 pace. Aron on about 115 pace. Not anymore, but will he use this mushroom? He's going to try it, and he makes it. And now they're pretty much neck and neck. Very nice on lap 5 for Aron there, making that mushroom. You can see the difference. He probably saved a good 4 or 5 seconds on the last lap. 3 seconds. He did have a bit of a slowdown at the start of the lap, but in a race this close, 3 seconds is very important. So we move on to Bowser Castle, just a couple of seconds apart. And like all the Bowser Castles, we want to see some feathers. We don't want to see bananas or coins. Coins are not too bad. So coins have a dual purpose in this game. Basically, every coin you collect up until the 10th coin increases your maximum top speed. They also kind of act as a life bar to some extent, where Lucky2 will charge you coins to bring you back on track. You'll lose a coin if you hit a CPU. And if you hit a CPU when you've got 0 coins, you'll get spun out. But Eric got a mushroom. Probably throw that away on the start-finish straight, because as good as mushrooms are, they only really save a few tenths here and there. You want to get feathers. A feather on this track will save you best part of 10 seconds. Another mushroom for Eric, and it is literally neck and neck at the moment. Aron's having just a very slightly quicker BC2. And as I say that, he crashes. Can we see a feather? No feathers. So we don't get to see the finish line shortcut today. But both players have stayed out of a lava. Eric with a really nice 127. He made some mistakes, but he also had a couple of mushrooms to get back up to speed after making the mistakes. Aron with a 129 made some mistakes, but didn't really have that mushroom to get him back up to speed on lap 4. So we go into MC3. Eric holding a small lead. MC3 can be a difficult track. Once you snag a bit of off-road and lose a bit of speed, you can be messing up like for 5 corners in a row afterwards. Yeah, there's about 4 to 5 seconds difference between the two. That hairpin we just saw Eric go around is nigh impossible to go around at full speed. Even the top players brake going into that one. Aron doing some infinite boosting. If you charge a boost and drive the boost over the zipper, you will get locked into an infinite boost state, but the turning angles are so high that although the boost technically will last forever, you have to end it to be able to get around some of the corners. So Eric's just maintaining that lead there, still at 4 or 5 seconds. Having an okay MC3. It's a bit rough in places, but nothing disastrous. What you don't want to do is end up facing the wrong way on the hairpin. So going into the last lap here, looks like down to maybe a 2 or 3 second lead for Eric. So Aron's caught it up a bit. He's going to... Oh, that pipe hit. And then Yoshi's positioning. It looks like Eric's just done enough. With an 807 to an 808. Only about a second between them in the end. But that is going to be enough to give Eric the cup and a 3-1 win in the match. Some really great racing there. I think we saw two of the cups were decided by like 1 or 2 seconds. But Eric is the number 3 seed in the tournament, takes the win. Moves on to 2 wins and no losses. Aron played really, really well, but he's moving on to 0 wins, 2 losses. But I'm sure he will beat some players as the tournament goes on. He's played his first 2 matches against the numbers 2 and 3 seeds, so he should have some easier matches coming up. Given all the audio issues that people have been having, I'm not sure if people are going to be jumping in for the interviews or not. I'll wait and see what's going on there. But for anybody interested in Super Mario Kart, if you want to know more, exclamation SMK in chat. There's a link to the challenge bracket, the tournament schedule, and the Super Mario Kart Discord. Next match on the schedule is going to be between Jarmu, the number 5 seed, and myself, the number 8 seed. We're playing tomorrow at 2 PM Eastern Time. That's 8 PM in Europe. And then on Monday, we have a big matchup between Neo and KVD, the numbers... KVD being the number 1 seed, Neo the number 2 seed. So if you really want to see SMK played at a level that you didn't think it was possible to be played at, tune in for that match. It should be a real humdinger. Just going to ask the match ref, see if either of these players plan on coming into the chat. Ooh, wow. What a great match that was. Because it was such a great match, let's give a shout out to the 2 extraordinary players we just seen playing there. We've got Eric, can be found on twitch.tv/ICAjet, and Aron on Twitch TV/Aron Langerak. Okay, players are waiting for an invite. Let me see if I can send them mine. Oof. I'm really pleased that both players played that well tonight. I was a little bit unsure as to what kind of form Aron was going to take into this match. I know he's been playing a lot of time trial recently, which, that's the world number 2 and going for world records, is pretty understandable. I can see Aron's joined the setup channel. Hopefully he'll be jumping in here shortly. And Eric has been putting in a lot of practice recently. He's been streaming pretty much every single evening. A bit late for me to watch, with his evening being the middle of the night for my European time. Looks like they're both in a setup channel.
What a match, man.
Hey, Eric. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It was a great match between the two of you. You both played very well for most of the time. Mushroom Cup was a bit iffy for both of you on a few tracks, but the demonstration on Flower, Star and Special, it was really good. A lot of back and forth, some very close racing going on there. And
RNG was definitely in my favor. I blew it a couple times.
yeah, you got some...
I have to say, my RNG was okay. I had some good items as well.
So, Aron, have you been secretly practicing, or have you mostly just been time trialing this week?
Well, I think on average I played maybe 2 hours time trial, 1 hour GP, so I did practice a bit, but
you did look...
I wasn't good enough today, unfortunately.
You looked very much improved from your last match, and although you've lost your opening team matches, they are against the numbers 2 and 3 seeds in the tournament, so if you keep up this form and this improvement, I'm sure you'll start getting some wins over the next few weeks. Eric's gone to 2 wins in a row. Very good start for you, Eric, in this tournament. As number 3 seed, you're one of the players we probably expect to be getting through in the top 4, so winning these matches is quite important.
I've completely abandoned time trials and strictly playing Grand Prix, other than I think I got the non-56 doing the wall trick on CI1. That's about all my time trialing. My time trialing is very bad now.
Yeah, I haven't touched time trial in a while.
For now it's okay, I think. I played really well, I think, so...
Absolutely.
And I lost 3-1, so that means that you played also really well. So congratulations, it's completely deserved. But I have to say, it was a couple of times, it was 2 or 3 seconds, and you know, I made some big crashes, and then you think, oh, if I didn't do this or that, and it was a close match, it was fun, and if I'm gonna watch it back, I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy it, even though that I lost 3-1. I don't mind. I'm just enjoying good cards, you know?
Yeah, so many of the tracks, there was like 1 or 2 seconds between you, and you'd see a 2-second lead for one of you turn into a 1-second lead for the other of you, very back and forth. Yeah, fantastic match to watch. A pleasure to commentate on it.
Great job.
You guys are very, very good karters. I look forward to playing both of you later on in the tournament.
Yeah, you are playing very good as well, so tight matches.
Any last words for the viewers out there?
Erica, you can go.
Man.
Inspired by Dan_H there.
No, all I can say, if you like what you see, go to the links which are on the screen, and yeah, hopefully we will meet one day. would be nice.
So exclamation SMK in chat. There's a link to my Discord in there. If you want to start learning to play the game, jump on the Discord. Lots of people in there will be more than willing to help you out, give you some tips. There's a link to the schedule there. Next match is going to be tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and that is going to be Jarmu versus me. And then on Monday night, we've got the big one between KVD and Neo. The top 2 seeds in the tournament going to go at it. That's going to be a great one to watch. But just like to say thank you again to Eric and Aron, and thank you to Bonsai Beer. Sorry about butchering that name there, for doing all the setup and helping us with this tournament. Without the help of the SpeedGaming staff, we wouldn't be able to do this. So I can't thank those guys enough as well. And yeah, that'll be it. Good night, everybody.
Later.
Good night, everybody.